Welcome to another edition of Mission Bank Memories. Ryan Holt here on the concourse of Mechanics Bank Arena here in downtown Condors town. Pleased to be joined by number 9, the all-time games played leader for the Bakersfield Condors, Andrew Ianiero. Izzy, great to see you. Great to catch up here.
Ryan, thanks for having me.
So let's start with, what have you been up to in the last decade or so since you hung them up?
A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Obviously, the family's grown considerably since then. I've got the 3 little ones and the wife, and a full-time job selling real estate, and the kids are active in youth sports nowadays, so never a dull moment.
So let's talk a little bit about the growth of youth hockey. You've been a big part of the youth hockey scene here in Bakersfield, really all the way back to your playing days, but how have you kind of seen the growth and your kids being able to come through the system and really learn from a lot of professional hockey players here in town?
Yeah, definitely. It's been nice here in Bakersfield, like you said, to have a lot of professional players, ex-players from the Condors involved in youth hockey. And, when my oldest one turned 5 or 6, I was definitely happy to get involved with him. And I think when we first started out, first year or two, we were the Dragons. So I think, he was 7 or 8, first or second year. It was nice to see the junior Condors come in and the Condors, kind of supporting that, and it's kind of grown from there, and we've had pretty good success for the last few years.
So let's go back to the playing days. Captain of the team, all-time games played leader. When you think of your time here in Bakersfield as a player, what kind of memories kind of pop into your head, or is there a special memory that you have from on the ice here in Condors Town?
Yeah, there's definitely a couple. I think it was 8 years I played here, and I don't know how many games, but it all kind of blends together at one point. But a few stand out. One that I was lucky to be part of that not many players do is I got to witness a goalie goal in Utah. I don't remember what year it was, but Timo Pielmeyer, we were up by 1 in Utah, and he took that shot and it went in. So that was a pretty cool thing to see. And Timo was a good buddy of mine. We'd always play rebound after practice. And then another memory that really sticks out. I actually wasn't on the ice. I was watching from the stands. I think it was Game 7 against Long Beach here in my second year to get us through to the second round. And I think Irv scored the goal. It just came over the blue line and shot it, put us up. And then that last minute, they were all over us. And our D didn't actually make the right play on the face-off win that Marty drew up. And we were like, oh no, from the stands. He rimmed it around and kept it in and almost went in. But we pulled that game out. And I think that was the first time that Bakersfield went through the first round or the second round, at least in the ECHL. And so that was a big memory that definitely sticks out.
You mentioned a lot of names. The relationships, that kind of had to be what maybe brought you back each and every year here to Condors Town. And, especially those days, it's a grind. It's not easy, and it's not, well compensated, I guess, back in those days. But, what made you keep coming back? It's a passion. It's the relationships here in Condors Town.
Yeah. For those that listen to any popular hockey podcasts, that we would consider deep in the jungle of minor hockey. But like you said, it's relationships not only on the ice but off the ice that you make here, part of the community, and having the alumni. 10 or 12 of us still live here. We still get together for Canada Day parties or golf matches or Thursday night skates, and it's just a nice camaraderie to have now that you're done playing hockey.
And it's rare too, when you think about 25 years, 1998, I don't think anybody could have assumed what it is today here in Bakersfield. But you look around minor league hockey, it's rare to have as many alumni, especially in a community like this, still stuck around, raising families, working, various jobs throughout the community, and now you're at different stages of your lives, but it's really cool to get together.
Yeah, for sure. We're definitely, different stages, different ages of kids. I think I kind of bridge the gap between the older crew, you have the Paul Willits, the Glenn Mearses, and we got the newer kind of crew of the Scott Borders and Mike Hofstra and guys like that. And like I said, we still all get together, and whenever we get a chance to get together, it's just like old times with the stories we tell, and we're still really good friends, which is definitely cool here.
Did you ever think, and you kind of mentioned blending the old with the new, and now the American Hockey League, and you're able to bring your kids to the rink and see guys that are one day here in Bakersfield, the next day in Edmonton. Got guys signing multi-million-dollar contracts the next day and moving on to the Oilers and moving on to the NHL. Did you ever think, the highest level of professional minor league hockey would come to Bakersfield like this?
Probably not. If you had asked me in 2005, 2006, if we ever seen the likes of Leon Draisaitl and Darnell Nurse and guys like that who have come down and, like you said, gone up to play, make all-star teams in the NHL and sign multi-million-dollar contracts. So it's definitely a cool thing to see, and I know my kids love it. To come out and be able to watch the games, and then a year or two later see them on TV, it's kind of a thrill, you know. And they've got to know some of the guys kind of well. And when Brad Malone scored a goal last year, I think it was in preseason, they saw it on the NHL Network. They were so pumped to see it. So it's definitely a cool thing here in Condors Town.
So what made you more nervous, a big game or trying to sell a house?
definitely selling a house. I think a big game you have a little more control over, at least what you do out there on the ice, and it was second nature to me ever since I was 4 years old. So I'd rather be on the ice any day for sure.
Well, Izzy, it's great to have you back. It's great to have you here in Condors Town. We appreciate you and appreciate all you've done for the organization here throughout the years and continue to do for the organization at all levels.
Thanks, Holdy. Much appreciated.
It's another edition of Mission Bank Memories. You can catch this episode and all the other episodes on our YouTube page, condors.tv. See you next time.